Hello over there and welcome to lesson 1 of module 3, and in this particular lesson we are going to look at the prerequisite tools and setup and installations. So we are going to make sure that we install and set up our computer with all the required development tools and softwares, and with that said, let's get started. So below are the tools that we need so that we can be able to write code and develop effectively. So we will need the Node.js, which is the runtime for the server-side JavaScript. So our server-side JavaScript, we will need to use Node.js. And then we also need the npm, which of course comes with the Node.js. So once you install the Node.js, you already have the npm installed. npm is not package manager. Then we will also need to have the MongoDB account created and set up. Since we are going to use MongoDB in this course, then we need to either install MongoDB community server on our local computer, or we can alternatively create a MongoDB Atlas Cloud account so that you can be able to use the online cloud database. Then you may also need to install MongoDB Campus, which is the graphical user interface for connecting to MongoDB. The next tool we need to install is the IDE, or Integrated Development Environment, which is the code editor, and for our case we are going to use Visual Studio as our code editor. So we'll also need to install VS Code. The next tool we need to make sure that we set up our GitHub account. So you need to make sure that you have created your GitHub account if you don't have account already. The other thing we need to do is to make sure we install Postman, which is the API testing tool, and we will use it to test our APIs. The other thing that we need to make sure we know of about now is also the nodemon, and the nodemon helps you to auto restart server on file changes. Then of course we are going to use the languages, which is the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript, which is the core languages that we will use in this tutorial. And then after covering the fundamentals of each of these languages, then we are going to look at the frameworks, which is the Bootstrap for styling, and we're going to use React.js for front-end UI components, and then we are going to use Express.js for building our server API. So with that said, let's get started by installing the tools that are needed. So to install Node.js, all you have to do is to go over to your browser here and search for Node.js download. So once you click on this one, you're going to see the first link over here, and once you click on that link, download and install Node.js, you're going to head over here, and it's still loading. My internet is a bit slow, so you're going to click on Windows installer, and once you click on Windows installer, it is going to install that, it's going to download that installer. And then once it is done downloading, you're going to double click on that file so that you can install Node.js. Then once Node.js is installed, you can check and confirm whether it's installed on your system by opening command prompt. And when you open your command prompt, you type the command node -v, and if Node is installed on your system, you're going to see the version of the Node.js that is installed. So for my case, I've already installed it, so I need to install another one. And then the next tool that we need to install, of course we said Node will come with npm, and for MongoDB we want to leave this for now until when we get to the point of connecting to the database, and then we can be able to set up our MongoDB. So again, the next tool that you need, if you don't have VS Code, you also need to make sure you install. And for you to install VS Code, you just head over to your browser and search for Visual Studio Code, which is this one here, and click on that. And on this first link over here, you click on it. And once it loads, you're going to find the download button for that. So you're going to head over to Windows, depending on the operating system you're using on your computer. So if you're using Windows, you click This one, if you are using Ubuntu or any version of the Linux, you click over here, and if you're using Mac, then you can click over this link. And once you click over this, it is going to download Visual Studio, and once the download is done, then you're also going to double click on it and proceed with the installation instructions to make sure it is installed on your system. The next tool that we need to make sure that we set it up is the GitHub account. And to create that account, you also need to head over to your browser and type the github.com, and once the browser loads this website, you're going to click on sign up, and once you click on sign up, you're going to be prompted to select to sign up by entering your email or continue with a Gmail account. But since I already have a GitHub account, it is going to log me automatically. But if you don't have a GitHub account, let me use another Gmail account and select maybe this person here with a different Gmail account. So when you type GitHub, so it is going to give you an option to sign up, and you're going to select sign up with Google, and you're going to select your account, and then you're going to set your password, and then you proceed. Then after that, the next tool that we need to make sure you install is the Postman, which we will use for testing our API. So let's proceed to Postman as the GitHub is loading. So you also need to come here and click on the browser tab, new tab, and search for Postman download. So once GitHub loads, you just click on this first link. And once this page loads, you're going to see Postman, and you're going to download that Postman, and once the download is done, then you're going to see it in your downloads folder. So when you come to downloads folder, you're going to see Postman installed, downloaded somewhere. Mine have downloaded sometimes back. I think it must be down here. But if you just download now, it should appear as first here. For example, you can see this my VS Code. So you double click on that, and you just follow the installation instructions, and you'll be able to set up the installation. So yep, here it loads. So we have our GitHub here, and the download button should appear somewhere here. I think it is still loading. Sorry for the slow network. And once that is installed, you need to once that is downloaded, you need to install and set up your computer. So at the end of the day, you are going to have all these tools set up on your computer, so that now you can be ready to develop and start testing. So with that said, that's all about prerequisite tools and setting up your computer. And in case of any question, please reach out and or type in the comment section. With that said, I want to pause this lesson at this point and see you in the next clip.